to the chair, right? And just eventually you just breathe, and then this will kind of decompress a little bit, okay? And you can switch. Now again, this is not a solution. And if you do this and it hurts more, don't do it, okay? Don't do it. Because again, this isn't gonna help everyone. It's gonna help some people. Yeah? Question?
Yeah, so I've tried this thing, but it's not helping me out.
Mhm.
So what I did, so I bought the bar, the
Mhm.
bar.
Yep. And this one helps you?
Yeah, that's what.
Exactly. So that was another one, dead hang. These are all decompression things. So if that doesn't work, then you can go to the dead hang, right? And with the dead hang, you want to try to keep your feet on the ground if you can, right? Yeah. No, if you can, because it just allows you to like control how much traction there, like tractions like that. You don't want to be like, oh, and then like you lose, you know? So if you can't and it feels okay and you've advanced to that already, it's fine. But if you're new to this, you don't want to be like, it's great. And then you jump, kick off and it's like, oh. Some people, this is going to hurt more. Okay. Now, again, all these things are just little techniques to increase how long you can do something, right? Your spine does come under compression. Like that's just normal. It's just the way it goes, right? You just lay down, you sleep at night, and it decompresses. That's why that 90-90 position is a great decompression position. Okay. So if you ever are just at home or like, let's say you're doing more heavy stuff and like, again, maybe on a job site, you can't do this, but if you can go lay in the 90-90 position, just 5 minutes. Get back up, move again, and you'll feel like you've reset your back, and then you can get back to it, and then keep the movements you're doing varied, right? Oh, you were gone, yeah. So 90-90 position is one where you are like this, and you're resting your feet here, and this decompresses this area, right? It just calms everything down. It takes the weight off your legs. So yeah, so these are all little things you can do to continue, right? That approach, the horizontal approach, okay? One thing I want to talk about is the sitting in a car, because this is like, and this is hard. There's no hard solution to this, but I will give you the best possible version. Okay, so when we sit in a car, if we imagine like a car seat is not like this. A car seat is like, I can't even do it. I'll probably kill myself. Yeah, exactly. Like it's like that, right? And so it's elevated like this, but like you're getting like pinched here. So you know what I mean? Like right now it's even more than this. Like it's not leaned back this far, typical car seat. You can lean it back. But yeah, there's always this like lift here. Okay. And so what happens is kind of like how I'm sitting now. And it's sometimes even more like this, to be honest, if you're taller. Your knees are above your hips. Okay. And that angle is small, right? This is like 90, let's say, well, just imagine this is 90. It's a little, but if we bring it up, now we're creating all this pressure here. And again, if now I'm like, because in a car seat, you're like this and like this kind of, right? It's terrible. It's like one of the worst positions. So like, again, this is not reasonable for everyone, depending on the car you have, depending on how tall you are. But what I used to do is I would get that seat as far back as possible. In some cases, if I wasn't driving, just crank it back. Just, you need to open, essentially to summarize, you need to open up the space between your hips, because that gets you into more of a neutral position, right? But when I'm like this, we talked about the seating, I'm in a huge flex position, right? Flexion like crazy. You're in a flex position. It's just lighting your back up. It's like, and then it's just a bad experience. And so putting a lumbar support in a car can help. Okay. And that helps solve your problem. Great. But what you can also do is, if you need to, is on the side of mainly on the driver's side only, you can elevate the seat, the bottom. So you'd open this up to create this space. So you'd put the seat back and then you'd elevate it. So then my feet will start to go like this. And now I'm opened up space there, right? If you can open up space here, there's going to be less tension on the back and you can find a neutral position. And then if you have this, you maybe can find some comfort. Okay. Now, again, a lot of them, like you're going to be like head at the thing. I mean, I've done that before and it is what it is, but you got to try to find the best, like, version of driving possible for your body, right? Because sometimes you just have to drive, nothing to it. So elevate the seat as much as you can. Essentially, whenever you're sitting, if you can, and you have pain, you want to try to open up your hips and take pressure off. So you can kind of sit more on your legs and open that up, okay? It's a little skill you can do just to alleviate some of the pressure that gets created in the lower back, okay? So cars are tough. You can use it on a normal chair as well, opening that up. You can also put a cushion underneath your bum if you have to, if your car seat doesn't go up, or if you're sitting shotgun or something like that in the back. Another thing you can do too, just like sitting. So let's say you're sitting a whole bunch and it's good. Like your back's not that bad. This is great. And get up, right? Simple over the head stretch. Do not let this flare. We're not doing this. Okay. You're doing this. You're lifting up, not back, right? So you're going up like this. So my ribs are coming out a bit, but the difference is only because like my stomach's coming in, but watch. This is different. You see the difference? Like that. We don't want to do that. Okay. And just stretch out like that. That's going to take tension and it's going to like just open everything up here. And then you can go, okay, now I'm standing for a bit. You do that. Okay. What else we got? We got talked about hanging. We talked about chair decompression. We talked about 90-90. Microdose movements. Okay. So microdose, everyone knows, but these are all new terms to you. Okay? Microdose movement is just like taking a break during the day. Vas is doing it right now. Vas is doing a microdose right now. Chris was doing it earlier. He's getting some movement in, some mobility, right? You're doing like a micro, like a little, yeah, right? So Sean was doing it. Yeah. So Sean was doing it before as well, right? Where it's like, my body needs movement, right? You're just listening to your body. Well, and to be clear, my protocol for microdose movement is you have like your go-to 5 exercises, and then you just execute those exercises every time. You can change it up, but you do that for consistency because those 5 exercises always make you feel good. That's like the requirement. They make you feel good. They never hurt you more, and you can do them. You could do them 5 times a day if you really wanted to. Yeah. So they're just taking those breaks, and then this can be qigong. It could literally just be going for a walk. Like, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just go for a walk. That can be a microdose. Okay. Doing breath work, as we discussed already. This is a good one if you're in a lot of pain, or it's early in the morning, or you just can't bend down at the moment, because you're always listening to where your body is now. So like, let's say, yes, last week was a great week. This week is not a great week. Just for whatever reason, it's okay. Flare it up. You don't say, oh, last week I could bend down and pick something up, so I can this week. No, you can't. Don't always, where am I right now? And just respect that. If you do, instead of being like, oh, but last week I could go like this, so let me go do it now. You're like, oh, I'm a little bit queued up. So golfers pick up, right? This is a common one. Now, again, this isn't great for everyone, but it's great for a lot of people. Instead of bending down, so like you might have one side that's more painful, right? And so you'll have to pick your side, but you can kind of just like bend down like this on one leg, and you're putting all the weight and the pressure on that one leg, and you kind of lean down and grab something. And you can do it with both sides like this, okay? That's just a simple strategy you can use to get down and pick something up. And it might even just be something there. So rather than just doing that slight bend and you're like, oh, right? You can just go like this. Okay. Just let the other leg float. All right. That was a game changer for me. Just because, again, all of this, sorry, I didn't even preface, all of this is so that you don't, I guess I did, pick the scab is the other term, beat up the energy bar. All of these things are to maintain capacity of what you've done. In some cases, build up a little bit, but just to not get beat down, right? Because you're always redlined, like you're always going to be in pain. So every little thing you do will help build that capacity, okay? Having a morning routine, okay? It's a big one. Doesn't have to be like the workout. So you just be like getting up and going for a walk, right? Because like I said, we wake up in the morning, oh, this stuff's going crazy. Oh, let me sit and eat, and I go in the car. Like that's not going to be a recipe for success, right? In the long term. So what are you doing in the morning?
With that exercise that want or whatever it was.
The qigong, yeah.
Qigong. That'd be a good.
Be great. Yeah. And now the key here is like, it really just depends where you are in the morning. So like you might say, hey, tomorrow you're going to like, you got the routine, like I'm doing it tomorrow. So you get up and you go out of bed, have a shower, whatever you do in the morning. All right, let's go. And then you're like, you doing this one? Oh, that hurts. You don't just keep doing it. All right. And you might find out that like 5 of the movements bother you in the morning. You just cut that all out. The morning is a difficult time to do stuff for some people, depending on your issues, right? So you just have to be mindful of where you're at. So anything can be good. It's just about listening to your body, right? And the pain right now, when you're in a chronic pain cycle, you want to use pain as your main messenger. Like,
what are your thoughts on that standing vibrating thing?
It goes like, Honestly, I have no idea what the heck that does. So my thoughts are like, I don't know. What do you know about it?
Well, it's supposed to help strengthen your core
Okay.
because your body.
So wait, hold on. Is this the balance board or the thing that vibrates like kind of erratically? And it goes, "Ooh." Oh yeah, I've been on those. I mean, I guess that probably makes sense. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna solve your issue. You'd probably be better suited to do like stabilizing exercises. Um, but yeah, I just don't know enough about it to like give a real real feedback. No, I appreciate you asking. But I've seen those before though. Anyone here use anything like that before?
I have a friend who has one. They're BS. They help with fat drainage because it doesn't.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah, yeah.
It's not. It doesn't help anything in your core.
Okay. Okay, bedtime routine. Big one. What'd you do? Was it last night, Amanda? What'd you do? What'd you do last night before you went to bed? Was it last night or the night before?
I did the workout last night, but the night
Okay.
before I didn't do the workout. I did the microdose and
MFR. Yeah. So she did it before bed, right? Because like, oh, and you typically find like, hey, I wake up, I feel a little bit better before bed, right? So you can do these things before you go to sleep. It's a great time to get movement in before you go to sleep because you're literally going to be like, well, not motionless, but not really moving much, not a lot of blood flow, right? And then, yeah, we talked about the stand sit. 20-20 rule's good. Sit for 20, stand for 20. It's an easy one. You can kind of lock in. It's not like such a short duration that you won't be able to focus on your work. Because we're gonna kind of transition into actually movement stuff. So 2 other things here. One is bracing. Okay, now this is for when you're in chronic pain. Like you will not brace the rest of your life because the bracing will happen naturally. But right now, the likelihood is you need to brace more when you're bending over because you're probably more in pain, you need more support, right? Or it might just be because your natural bracing system isn't working, or it could be both, right? Now, we're going to talk about bracing and stuff, but imagine, right, like I'm going to bend down to pick this thing up. The bracing mechanism is to keep this stable, right? So I want to brace so that I'm not just going like this, right? Because when you bend down to pick something up, most of us will just go like this. So I don't know if you can see here, the flexion. See that? That's what most of us will do. But when you're in pain, your body just doesn't have the ability. You can't do that because it's just going to cause more pain. And we're trying to not pick the scab. We're trying to keep that energy bar up. So we modify. Golfers pick up as one way. In that case, you want to keep this neutral, brace, keep it tight, and then don't let it move, don't let it move. And you can bend here and do that, right? You might be able to do 2 feet, and this is the next thing, is a hinge, and just hinge back, but you might need to brace first, okay? And go like this. And we'll talk about how to activate the bracing. No, it's your core muscles. I'm just showing you that this isn't moving. Correct. So that you don't have movement here, yeah? Now again, it's not that you'll never move. Clearly I'm doing it right now, right? It's just that what's likely taking place in most cases, not exclusively, but you have excessive lumbar flexion or you have a disc bulge, and when you do lumbar flexion, it hurts, right? Or in some cases, like again, Sean didn't really get into the fascia stuff, but like fascia, like I said, will move, or fascia will function the way that your body moves or doesn't move. So if you sit a long time, your back gets all jammed up, and it's not necessarily that those muscles aren't strong. It could be just because the fascia is kind of like, for lack of a better term, jammed up. It's causing tons of tension there.
Would it cause back pain if your stomach muscles have a different strength than your back muscles?
Yeah, so that's kind of the idea of the structural balance. Yeah. But it's less about the stomach muscles than it is about maybe the glutes and the stomach muscles. So your back is probably pretty freaking strong. It's just overworked because it's doing the work that the rest of your core, it's just all your core, and maybe your glutes and hamstrings and other parts of your body are doing, right? Like, again, if I'm doing this all the time, what's moving right now? My hips aren't moving, just my back, over and over and over and over. I'm sitting like that all the time. Those muscles are probably as strong as they need to be. But the thing is those muscles aren't meant to move all the time. It's just bad movement, right? And so if you combine poor movement with sitting all the time and weak muscles, wow, what a combination. And then you develop chronic pain, and like it's just a whole nightmare. Yeah. So to answer your question, yes, in one sense, like that could be part of the problem, but it's just a term I like to use called structural balance, right? It may be this, it may be your glutes, it may be a bit of all of it, likely is a whole bunch of different things. And in some cases, some areas are overworked and other areas are just hanging out doing nothing. right? The other area is just exhausted. Like, man, I'm like, you never like, if you ever move with somebody and you go to pick up this like couch and like, they're like, why is this so heavy? And they're like, because they're not really like doing their job. It's all you. And you're like, come on, right? It's like that. And their back's like, the hell has been going on here, right? And so imagine now it's in these bad positions. It's overworked when you are standing or sitting because the other areas aren't doing stuff. And so it goes from this seated all the time, flexion, flexion, and then you go do the thing that requires you your back muscles to be solid. It's exhausted, but it's just so tired. And you go like bend down and it needs to support. And then it's like, ah, right? Now, you felt pain on the moment you felt pain, but like I said, it's the straw that broke the camel's back. Just because you didn't feel the pain before, it didn't mean the damage wasn't happening, right? Because a lot of times what's happening is if it's a disc issue, right? The disc in there, you don't feel anything when the disc is like slowly getting like worse and worse and worse and worse. It's only when it hits that nerve that you're like, whoa, what the hell? That's typically what people feel. Before that, it just feels like tightness. Ah, my back's tight, my back's tight, my back's tight. But when it hits that nerve, it's like, wow, okay, this really hurts. Yeah. So yeah, it's a combination of, it could be that, but it's likely even more than just the front and the back. Yeah.
Well, it's like the term that I heard, like when you sit so much or whatever, you get dead butt. Like your
Yeah.
muscles literally just go dead because you're not using them.
Dead butt. I love that one.
He knows I'm gonna overshare a little bit. My biggest thing when I first started this program was like I literally like did not use my glutes for anything. I was so upset because I'm like my booty.
Yeah.
So like I like was
Yeah.
last week or the week before, like my
Yeah.
big win was like I saw my silhouette, my butt's coming back.
Yeah, it's
so excited.
yeah.
So it's like I'm using those muscles again. And so like the more those glutes get built up and everything, and it's not just my back, I'm feeling less pain in my back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Because the glutes are like they should be glutes. The hips are the major drivers of all your movement. It's not your lower back, but we just move out of lower back because once we sit, our hips are like, wow, I don't have to do shit anymore. This is great. I don't do anything. I just hang out because your body will adapt to what you do most often, right? This is why if you want to be a 60-year-old that walks, you better freaking be someone who's 40, 50 that walks. Simple as that. Because your body will adapt to being, I can walk. And then you build up a capacity and I can walk for, 5 miles, 10 miles. It doesn't really matter, right? But that's really good. It's like, that's proof right there, right? It's like, in this case, it was a lot probably to do with the glutes, right? And what'd you call it? Dead butt, yeah. Dead butt. Yeah, dead butt, yeah. Yeah. I got the dead butt. You're like, what? So all of these things, and like these are all things that, again, if I'm telling you something that I haven't provided as a resource to you, I have them all, and this is all stuff that you can add to your toolbox. Okay, this is a toolbox for you to be able to do all these things later on. You get over your problems now so that you can build up a capacity and then maintain that capacity for as long as possible. That's your goal, right? So some of you are still in the well, right? You're still there. You're seeing the light. You're very close to popping your head out. Maybe you were this far out and you slipped down a little bit. Right? But you're close. And then once you get out, you want to take this analogy further. You want to fill the well with dirt. And that still takes more work. You're like, oh, fuck, I got to do all this shit still. Dig. And when you're digging, you might tweak your back a little bit. You're like, ugh. But once it's done, you're like, all right, I know what to do. I know how to live my life and I can kind of move forward. All right. So that's the goal. Okay. So let's get into it. So what I want to actually focus on is the posterior chain. Okay, posterior chain. Posterior, bum, back of the body. We were talking about how the back's being overused, right? And so this is a key concept, is we're using our lower back instead of using our hips. And the goal for today is for you to, at least from a theoretical perspective, connect with the posterior chain if you haven't already. At least to understand how important it is. And for those of you in the program, like, we're going to do some stuff that I've not done with anyone because I can coach you through these things now. And these are very technical moves, a little advanced, but I'm here, so it'll be okay. And that's going to be our goal for this next thing here. Okay. So we're going to go through a series of all posterior chain activation, and we're going to, help each other out a little bit. We'll break up into partners a little bit and really get going. Again, if any of this causes any sort of pain, do not keep doing it. Please just say something to me and I will modify, or I'll say, hey, just sit this one out. You come back in. Okay. All right. Deal.